So, like I said, today we're mostly just going to be reflecting on semester 1, coming up with ways to improve for semester 2, and reinforcing some expectations and procedures. So, if you were absent for any part of your final last December, so either the constructive response portion or the illuminate portion, so you would have had a 0 entered if you missed either one, so that's how you would know. You will be taking that starting tomorrow. I don't want to do it today. Even if you're ready today, great, you should be. That's the expectation, is that you take tests whenever you return from your absence that you missed. But I'll just start it tomorrow, so that way today's just kind of a light day. So yeah, if you missed either part of your final, I put you at table 8 or table 9. So the way that you guys are grouped is really just based on who I need to test. So once they're done with testing, I will have you in more like meaningful groups that are more like well thought out. I just kind of place people wherever. So just keep that in mind. Don't ask me to move or anything. I don't take requests, so it'll be updated. Just check every day when you come in. So there's that. If you missed your final, remember there's study materials in the Algebra 1 course in Schoology since before break for both portions of the final. And you can use a 3x5-inch note card as a cheat sheet. So that'll be in the next couple of days if you're absent. Speaking of the final, I'm actually really impressed with it. In the past 3 years of teaching algebra in this district, like everyone fails the final. Like very few kids actually pass the final. But like this time around, since there was a constructive response portion and there was some incentive, like extra credit parts to that, like if you did more than just the one option and you actually scored well on it, then you got extra credit. So people that attempted all of it usually either got like an A or above that. So when you get more than 100% in one category, it does like bring up your grade in the other categories too. So I did actually, for like the first time, have people's grade improve after taking the final. So that's really impressive. I think I'll keep it like that. Even if they take away this curriculum, I'll have like some sort of constructive response portion to the final. All right, so good job there. If you already took it, you would have seen your score in Infinite Canvas for that. Otherwise, we are going to reflect on semester 1 today. Even if I didn't have you last semester, just reflect on whatever math class you had. Or like in those rare situations, sometimes like I get kids that didn't have a math class from whatever school they came from. I don't know. Just reflect on your previous semester of school. Because if you didn't have a math class, I would like to know that. So what you guys will do is open your Chromebooks, log into them, find this slideshow. And the way that I organize everything is through Theology, if you haven't noticed. So find like this week's folder, it's all sorted by week. Today's date, you can find the form in the slides. Or sorry, I'd like for this menu to go away, but I think we can do both. All right, so here's Schoology. Remember, we're in Algebra 2 now. The newer folder will always be like toward the top. So I have a bunch of unpublished folders here. So the newest folder for the current week will be under the welcome folder and the calculation. All right, so I spend lots of time putting every single thing you would need into Schoology, including like video lessons, assignments, instructions for the assignments, all that stuff. So if you're ever confused, just click on whatever day you missed and read through it. You can find the reflection form in there, or just click on this assignment link. And it's also in this assignment link. So click on the link, fill out the form, give me honest answers, thoughtful answers. Don't just put IDK. Fill it out. I'll give you, I don't know, 10 minutes to do that before we move on. We'll move on at 12:28. Just reflecting on last semester, wherever you were. So what percentage of your grade will be based on homework?
Oh, no.
What percentage of your grade will be based on homework? And all the answers are in syllabus. Which is always in syllabus. All right. So voices. I know 10% doesn't seem like a lot, and in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot, but it does prepare you for the test. So, you know, I really don't need you to be doing your homework or classwork from an old unit. I need you to be doing it from the unit we're currently on, because that's what you're going to test for. Just FYI, when you are working really hard to try and get your grade up and you turn in like 20 homework assignments, your grade doesn't go up by much. If you really want to make your grade better, you need to be retaking tests, not like trying to do really old stuff that I'm not going to test you on again. So just FYI, do it because it prepares you for the test. So how late can I turn in assignments for full credit? 1 day up until the unit test before the semester ends, or never? No.
The other one, I'm not because I didn't read this one. I'm not like
all right. So I've been really easy on you, like especially last semester. Usually if you could like sneak old stuff in, like just doing it and like I think the grade book and not notice, like it counted. But again, like you really shouldn't be working on stuff from old units. You should be focused on whatever we're going to test on next. So that's why you have up until the unit test to do your missing assignments from that unit. That's why we give them to you, so that you're ready for the test. So keep that in mind. That's the expectation. I don't have to accept them after that. Okay. So when does Miss Medina have tutoring? Every day, Thursdays until 3 p.m., Wednesdays until 3 p.m. and never. All right. So Wednesdays consistently, unless some sort of like emergency arises, but I've been pretty consistent with making sure to schedule my life around Wednesday tutoring. So Wednesdays until 3 p.m. unless I say otherwise. And if there's something that comes up, it'll usually be written right here. But yeah, tutoring every Wednesday starting January 25th. I don't think you need tutoring the first 2 weeks. Ask me in class. But other than that, yeah, every week I have tutoring consistently on Wednesday. Now, some of you might be thinking like, that's too little. My other teachers have tutoring every day. That's great. We don't get paid for tutoring, believe it or not. Like, we do that out of the kindness of our own hearts, and I'm a very busy person. I basically have like 4 jobs. So I have tutoring on Wednesdays only. If it matters to you, then you will make arrangements and come to tutoring on Wednesday. There is a tutoring bus, so that shouldn't be an issue, but that's when I'm available. And I really do try to set up my class and set up Schoology to where you don't really need to come after school unless you need extra help. That's really it. I record all my lessons. I let you test correct your quizzes from home. So you should really only be coming after school if you need extra help or you want to retake like a unit test. So again, I even give retakes for unit tests in class sometimes, so yeah. Do you have the opportunity to retake tests? True or false?
No.
Or yes or no?
No.
All right, did anyone take no? Some people ran out of time. We had 31 students, but yeah, you can retake any tests, including quizzes. But mostly for quizzes, I encourage you to do test corrections because usually your grade will always improve with test corrections. I do have some kids that come and retake a quiz or a test and then they do worse on it. So I always push test correction for the quizzes. So you're seeing what you got wrong and then you know like you won't get it wrong for the test. Additionally, I also try to incentivize you to do better on the unit test because then I'll bump up your quizzes. So like you're getting 80% on the unit test. All the quizzes for that unit that are under 80%, I'll match it. So yeah. But you can retake the quiz as well. If you were to retake a test, what must you do in order to retake? Alright, so if I give you a syllabus, it's because you need to take it home and get it signed. I think I gave you one. All right, so all of the above. I do not want you coming to tutoring and doing worse. So, yeah. That's why I require you to make sure those things are done before you come and retake. I can absolutely help you during tutoring with completing those things, but I don't want you just retaking because your parents told you to, because odds are you probably won't do better unless you study or done the study guide at a minimum. So let's keep that in mind. Next one. So where should you go first to find information if you miss class? Is it because someone's in the restroom, or are we really thinking hard about this one? Okay, so let's move on. All right, so 2 answers correct. One is more correct than the other. And it's the Schoology one that is more correct, because I don't spend like hours and hours of my time putting stuff into Schoology so that you can ask me what we did on a particular day. Because odds are, if you ask me, I may not remember what we did 2 days ago or even yesterday. I'm more of a like think ahead person. And again, I have like 4 jobs. So like I don't remember. Check Schoology. If you know we did like the 5.1 lesson and you want the note sheet, ask me that. But if you're like, what did we do yesterday? I'm like, I don't know. Check Schoology, copy the notes from there. But if you ask for certain things, I will give them to you. You just have to ask. Yes? Yes. So then there you go. Check out Schoology. You could also ask a classmate, but they may be wrong. So just always check Schoology. All right, when is it okay to use your cell phone during class? During the lesson, when taking a test, to text my mom back, as a learning tool when directed by Miss Medina. Okay, great. Only 2 people got it wrong. That's like the first thing people tell me whenever I give them an electronic violation, is that they were doing some sort of emergent thing, like texting their mom back, which I don't consider an emergency, but sometimes things happen I don't know about. But if you need to like do something on your phone and you're ever in doubt, just ask me. Sometimes I say yes, sometimes I say no, depending on the situation. So if you have like your phone out or your headphones out and I didn't like explicitly say to, then that's a purple pass. But like I can tell the difference versus if you're using it for like Desmos, or like I said, you could use it for this Kahoot. I can tell the difference between that and you like checking your Snapchat or your Instagram or whatever. Okay, so just when in doubt, you can ask me. But if I don't explicitly say that day and you have it out, it is a purple pass. And those will start tomorrow for me at least. I don't know what your other teachers do, but yeah. Okay, true or false? A warning has to be given before an electronic violation is issued. All right, a warning does not have to be given. Your warning is what's in the syllabus that the majority of you already got signed. And I told you like the first day of school last semester, I'm reminding you again now, I don't have to ask you to put it away before I give you a purple pass. I'm just letting you know. If it's out and I didn't explicitly say you could have it out that day, then it's a purple pass. And if you don't know what that means, you get like 3 free ones until you start getting detentions. But for every time they do take away like your phone or headphones, whatever you were caught using without permission for the day. So when is the best time to ask to use the restroom? In the first or last 10 minutes of class, when Miss Medina is teaching, during independent work time, when it is an emergency. All right. So school rule, you're not supposed to go or be allowed out of class in the first or last 10 minutes for like security reasons. Just FYI. If you, and also I really just don't like being interrupted while I'm teaching for you to ask me to use the restroom. one, you miss a lot of things, and two, like I'm usually like on a roll explaining something, and like I see your hand up and I'm clearly like ignoring you, but then you like walk up to me and still be like, can I use the bathroom in the middle of me talking to everyone? So like that's just rude. So don't do that. You'll see my mood change like very fast when you do that. But the only exception to like the red or the blue is when it's an emergency. Obviously, I don't want you like peeing your pants in here or throwing up in here. If that's the case, just start leaving and tell me it's an emergency and I'll understand. But if it's like happening every single day that you have an emergency, then I'm probably gonna contact your parents and just see like, is there some sort of like medical thing that needs to be documented? Because usually what ends up happening is you're meeting people in the bathroom doing things you're not supposed to be doing. So maybe that works in other classes, but like I notice it when the same person asks me every single day and they're gone for like 10 minutes every single day. That needs to be like looked into for good reasons. All right, so questions about that? So unless it's an emergency, don't ask me while I'm teaching or in the first or last 10 minutes, but independent work time is the best time to ask. All right, any staff member can assign a detention, true or false? All right, so good. Looks like everyone, at least everyone that's participating, got it right because we have 31 people in here. But yeah, so I can assign it, your other teachers can assign it, the principal can assign it, and your counselor even. They do have academic detentions, like if you're not keeping up with your grades, they'll make you go to Saturday school, or they'll make you stay after school and get tutoring. So just keep that in mind. It does not necessarily have to be during lunch. Like I never schedule them during lunch because I'm usually like working, like I go make coffees and do all that stuff during my lunch. And like I schedule them after school. And that's inconvenient for a lot of you, but like guess what? Like detentions should be kind of inconvenient. So if you know like you don't have reliable transportation, I mean there is a tutoring bus that could take you home, but if you know like your parents gonna get mad because now they have to pick you up later or something like that, then maybe like don't get into trouble. I rarely assign detentions, and when I do, it's usually because of like really childish behavior, like throwing things, getting physical with other people. Like, you know, if I've assigned you a detention. So just keep that in mind. Anyone can assign it. All right, so which of these is not required to bring every day? A Chromebook charger, a binder, or a graphing calculator? All right, so I cannot require you to buy a graphing calculator because those are like about $100, maybe less nowadays. I don't know. So that's why that's the only thing that's not required to bring every day. I highly recommend you invest in a graphing calculator so that you can start learning how to use it now. And then when you take your ACT and SAT, you already know how to use it. That's like the only thing you're allowed to use. Your Chromebook and Chromebook charger, you have to bring every day. That's your graphing calculator if you don't own a graphing. And no, I do not have chargers you can use. Maybe your other teachers are a lot like nicer than me about that and they let you use Chromebook chargers of theirs. But like where I used to teach over at Willow, that like was not allowed. Like the principal said, we're not allowed to do that because it enables bad behavior. It lets you be irresponsible and just like not bring your required materials every day. So if you forgot your Chromebook or Chromebook charger over there, it was too bad, so sad. Looks like you have a bunch of extra work to do at home. Or it looks like now you have to come after school and retake whatever test you were supposed to take class. So just keep that in mind. Bring your own charger. I don't have any you can use. Ask a friend if you happen to forget it, but like I don't give you chargers. That's not how this works. And same as the binder. Whenever we do binder tests, that's like the #1 excuse. Like I didn't bring it today. You have to bring it every day. You should have your notes on you every day. So make sure that you're bringing them. Any questions? Okay. So then moving on. Yes. So accumulating 10 or more absences, excused or unexcused, can result in not receiving credit for the class. True or false? All right, and that's a state law, by the way. I did tell you like first or second day of school, by the way, about that. It's in the syllabus. And this is the first year that I've even seen them enforce it. Because when I first started teaching, it was like during COVID and then like that dragged on, right? But like they are taking it seriously now. There are students of mine that did not receive credit last semester, even though they had like an A, B, C, or D, because they were excessively absent. So when and if you are absent, because sometimes things happen, make sure that you're calling or your parents are calling to get it excused. But even if it is excused, like there's like an appeal process, you have to basically give a good enough reason for why you were absent that much. So just letting you know, I did have students not get credit even though they had good grades. So the semester final is worth what % of your semester grade? All right, 10%. Don't really know what much more I can say about that. But 1 or 2 tests being worth 10% of your grade is pretty significant. So don't just like guess or something. Like take it seriously, make sure you study for it. Some of you saw how it affected your grades, so. All right, I need this credit in order to graduate. True or false? All right, true. So I don't know why some people don't take me seriously and they think like, you know, they could just not care or not even try. But you do need it to graduate. So let's just get it the first or second time, not the third or fourth. All right, what percentage of your grade are assessments worth in math? I need to, oh, I can't read it now. All right, so 80%. 60% is the rest of your non-math classes, but in math, it's 80%. So really, like, if you do bad on a test, just retake it and make sure you're prepared to retake it. That's all you need to do to pass. Questions on that? So that's why you do your practices, so that you do well on those 80% categories. So that concludes the little game. The first place winner will get 2 prizes. The bucket's back here. You can just help yourself to 2 prizes. And it's Michael T. So good job. Congratulations. You know the expectations. All right. Now, what you guys are going to do now, I said this would help you with your first assessment of a semester. So you should be getting 100%, especially because we just went over it and you have unlimited attempts. I don't even have it in the lockdown browser because I want you to also look for the answer, if you don't already know it, in the syllabus that's in Schoology. So the syllabus is always in the welcome folder in case you need to reference it. All the answers are in here. So I'll give you some time to do that now actually. But real quick, the little half sheet of paper that you were supposed to pick up on your way in. So if there's papers there, make sure you grab them on your way in. But that will tell you the extra credit opportunity for this semester. So last semester, it was like a tissue box introducing yourself to the class. This semester, it's also like a tissue box, can be empty or full, it's completely optional. And it's about researching a college. So like, here's what you would need on your tissue box, this information about whatever college you pick. And then here's how you can get like additional extra credit points. So that's 15 points that I would give you in the assessment category, should you choose to do it. So there's information about that in the slides and on that little half sheet that you would have picked up on your way in. But yeah, that's really it. So you do the syllabus quiz, make sure you get 100%. When you get 100% on it, because you have unlimited attempts and you could see your prior submissions, then you can just kind of chill for the rest of the hour. Don't line up at the door, but the condition is 100%. That way the first assessment that's going in the grade book is an A. Questions? All righty then.